So back to my video cut off. The Stranger Things reference is also a reference to being in between worlds. 1111 is a gateway. You couldn't imagine just sleeping in a gateway, could you? A doorway. If you seen somebody sleeping in a doorway, you'd be like, "Hey, man, you kind of got to get out the doorway. People are passing through here. That's not a good place for you to sleep. Let's, get you to your bed." Just like you guys on the planet Earth do not need to be staying here when it's your time to go. You need to realize you're one with God, the one that created you through Yeshua Christ, the gateway that came to get you home. As Yeshua Christ said, Jesus Christ, Esau, in other languages, that this is not our home. This is not the permanent place. This is a doorway, and it's like we got caught in a doorway, which is the number 11, the loop that keeps going in a circle. And what I mean by loop is like after people, pass on and they come back into another life and another life, and they keep living those lives over and over and over again in different bodies and not learning. They say, "Oh, you got to learn so many lessons." No, you got the one that you have to learn was the one Yeshua Christ came to give us, and the church tried to sell you into a religion when he came to give it freely and said the kingdom of God is within you. And you look underneath a rock, I'm there. You look underneath the stars, I'm there. You look in the stars, I'm there. You look at the dog, I'm there. You look at everybody, your brother, your sister, I am there. I'm the living source that lives from all things and come from all things and is love. Right? And that's what Christ was that love, and that Christ consciousness is what broke time itself in half and woke us up. And when you think of a computer, it goes 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Well, those 1 1s are the gates, and those zeros are the portholes that lead you to those other worlds. When you think of a porthole, you think of a circle, right? When you think of a gate, you think of 2 pillars, do you not? Or, to get through. So the gateways of your mind and the pillars of your heart is in the porthole, rather, of your heart, because the pillars are in the mind and the porthole is in the heart. And when you realize these things, you can become one with God and understand what he meant by the kingdom of God is within you and not separate, and that great peace. Only God can provide that. Only Yeshua can provide that. When you feel that, some people feel it when they pray. Some people feel it when on the demons they slay, but nonetheless, it's about the love you feel, and that's what's real. It ain't about down here and having a big old ego and who's the greatest. That's called stupidity, my dear. That's what's down here. And love is the only thing that's going to get us through, because that love is what made me and you. It's what imagined us to be here, and we're one with that love. And when we go home, it's like going home to the one that made us, that is that love we've always wished for down here. And it just seemed like it just wasn't here, because this place was the loop. This place was like the kindergarten loop, and we couldn't wait to go home to our parents that we felt love from, because everybody else felt like a stranger, right? Just like sleeping in a doorway would not be right. Staying on this earth in the way that people think that this place is going to be forever is not the way in a physical form it's going to be forever. That's why spiritually it's going to be changed in the twinkling of an eye. It'll be a different world. Heaven on earth give birth because of what Yeshua Christ was, that gateway for you to go through. The path, the light, the truth, the way. I mean, I don't know. Past, present, and future. You're in the 3rd planet from the sun. Right? Number 3 seems significant. But when you put 1 and 3 together, you get number 13, something that they don't want you to even have on an elevator, because they're so scared of the number 13 down here, of you and God becoming one, because you won't be able to get caught in that loop and be a little battery for them. So, that's why Yeshua Christ came, is to make that end. Not to make it begin again, but to make that cycle end of stupidity and ignorance. And for the human's soul to wake up and grow, was one with God, and not be stuck in a loop. Go to number 2, where the 12 disciples become one with Jesus Christ, that breaks its time itself in half, BC AD, so you can get home to one with God, as they say, 13, not separate, but as in one with the number 3, one with the past, present, and future, one with being able to extend beyond dimensional doorways that go beyond just 13 dimensions. And we, in our comprehensions, half the time, that 3 is like, oh my gosh, we're trying to imagine 3 things at once all the time instead of just being present like Jesus taught us to be with Him. Christ consciousness, being present. So, when you open your presents this year, think of the presence of Yeshua Christ, my dear.